Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, we are going to be speaking about Saweetie. She's getting some backlash online. She is responding to fans over them bringing up nepotism and how they feel like she benefits from it. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. If you're interested in Saweetie, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like getting into for real, then go on ahead and subscribe and let's get into this video. Also, don't forget at 5K, we are doing a Q&A, so subscribe for that. And let's go ahead and get into this. So I was scrolling on social media, minding my business, and apparently Saweetie has gotten herself into some controversy. Not really controversy, but fans have opinions, and she was responding back to it, and then fans have their opinions about her response. So yeah, I think it all kind of started from, I guess, an interview that she did that kind of sparked the conversation initially, is what I'm thinking happened. So let me show you this little clip in context, and then we can kind of get into the fans and what she had to say.
Every time I would pay my rent, my account would go back down to $20 or $40. And I was like, bitch, it's real. It's real. And not because my aesthetic was always just I've always wanted to be a rich bitch. Ever since I was a kid, that's what I aspired to be. I like the diamonds, the furs. I love the boss bitches out there, so shout out to them. And I was like, this is not what we planned, friend.
Yeah.
So I look myself in the mirror. That's why in Icy Girl I say, look it in the mirror. I thank God for what I'm about to be. I was broke as when I wrote that. And I was like, we have to give yourself a deadline. And I always tell people who I give advice to, give yourself a deadline, because if you do that, you're able to keep track of what you're doing. So I gave myself a year to make it in LA. And if I didn't make it, I was going to go home and at least be comfortable and stack my money up and move back to LA. On my 9th month, I got discovered.
When did that big check come?
I was an influencer for weave companies and clothing companies.
Wow.
So because Icy Girl was new and hot, it had put the attention, that helped me get my first low-key, low-hanging fruit brand deals.
Okay.
That was the first time I had a couple thousand in my bank account. I just had to post my picture and they would pay me.
Okay, y'all, so that was part of where this all came from. It also came from some things that she was saying on her own, but basically people were like, well, what is she talking about? She's talking about how she only had $20 here and $40 here, and how, she was struggling essentially during the whole Icy Girl era, and before she got put on as Saweetie, the Saweetie that we know. And so people were basically like, wait, wasn't your family in the industry? Her mom was a video vixen, and then I don't know if it was her dad or her uncle, but somebody else who is connected to her, who's a male in her family, is also a part of the industry as well. So people were thinking wait a minute, you're talking about how you're broke and you were poor and how you were couch surfing and how you've gone here and gone there and done different things that essentially would make you, less fortunate or whatever the case, and then you ended up getting big and popping. And some people were basically complaining why are you making this rag to riches type of story when you had connection to the industry that other people starting out just simply wouldn't have. And so that they were saying basically, Saweetie benefits from nepotism, even though Saweetie is not super popping at this point in time. She isn't super huge right now. She isn't on the trajectory of a Megan Thee Stallion, Ice Spice, just making big numbers and getting all of this major attention for releases and things like that, going on tour, what have you. But people are basically saying girl, why are you trying to make it seem like you didn't already have your foot in the door? And basically, she seemed to have been going back and forth on Twitter with different fans who were bringing this up. So what I'm going to do is get into the major tweet that was being discussed, and then get into what fans are saying in response to it. So let me find that tweet. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to read all this to you. So it says, Saweetie responds to ex users accusing her of being a Nepo baby, saying I'm privileged, ignores the girl who risked her safety renting rooms off of Craigslist because she believed in herself enough to stay in an expensive city while everyone else was telling her to go home. She says, I hate the Nepo baby narrative. It spits in the face of a child who grew up barely spending time with her parents because she was too busy hustling to try to make ends meet. Also, I think Saweetie, the college girl, would have had her wealthy family pay for her tuition and boarding so that she could enjoy the social experience of college instead of working 4 jobs to support herself. Oh, wow. Saying I'm privileged ignores the girl who risked her safety renting rooms off of Craigslist because she believed in herself enough to stay in an expensive city while everyone else was telling her to move home because that was safer and better and a better financial option. Can't pay for the studio time? No problem. I made car rap videos, which is how I got discovered. I am proud of all the hard work I've done and accomplished and will continue to share my story to inspire those who come after me. Standing Out Saweetie wrote Icy Girl when she was homeless as a manifestation song and it put her on the map to lead her to her fame and wealth. Looking in the mirror, I thank God for what I'm about to be like. And this person quote tweeted, being homeless when your first cousin is Gabrielle Union, your grandfather played for the 49ers as a Super Bowl winning linebacker. MC Hammer is your uncle. What? And Zaytoven is your cousin is crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna say a little bit about what I think about this conversation. I feel like Saweetie is trying to set herself apart from the nepotism baby narrative because she's basically saying, despite her connection she might have with Gabrielle Union and then I guess whoever who played for the 49ers and whoever else in her family who I guess she's related to who's in the industry, basically she's trying to say that she did what she did without them. That's what she's saying. I don't know if how true that is or what's the full extent of it, but she's trying to set herself apart. She's trying to say, "Hey, look, I work full 4 jobs. I couch surfed. I was staying in an expensive city and people were telling me that I needed to go home where it was more comfortable. My mom didn't, she's giving expression that she wasn't getting all of this help and that she was doing a lot of things on her own, like her parents didn't pay for her college tuition, just different things like that. And she's basically trying to say, like, don't take away from the hard work that I did, irregardless of the fact that my family was in the industry. And that basically she's trying to say that just because you have people in the industry, that doesn't necessarily mean that everything is being done for you or that your success was handed to you in some way, which I can definitely agree with that. I feel like even if her family is in the industry, if she has to work to make a name for herself, she has to, I'm sure she didn't get help from every single person who is related to her who's in the industry. But what I will say though is I do believe that a Saweetie would have more resources than say if I walked into the industry right now or if I was trying to get a name for myself. I believe that Saweetie probably did have different people probably send her information or send her who she needs to reach out to or send her what building she needs to go to speak to these people. I'm sure that she did have some more resources than the average person walking into the same job field. You know what I'm saying? Or the average person who's trying to be a female rapper. You know what I mean? So I definitely do feel like she probably did have some resources in some capacity, but she's basically saying that no, everything wasn't handed to me in the fullest capacity of what you guys think. So I can kind of see both sides, to be honest. I can see what she's saying. She's basically saying, like, no, I have been working. I did grind. I did do what I have to do in order to get where I am. And then I do see the side of people saying, well, yeah, sure, maybe, but you also did have resources. So I kind of see both ends of the spectrum when it comes to this situation. I definitely don't think that Saweetie is disposed in the way of nepotism like a Blue Ivy. Like, imagine the amount of resources and just the amount of fame and support that Beyonce's daughter will receive when she gets ready to do something, or Northwest, or any kids the Kardashians have, or that level of nepotism is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because they are connected to some of the biggest people in the industry, period. If your father is Jay-Z and your mother is Beyonce, your nepotism points are through the roof. Basically, Saweetie is trying to say that it's not to the level that you guys think it is. That's basically what she's trying to say, which like I said, I see both sides. I feel like people are kind of calling out just different aspects of celebrity nowadays, whether it's nepotism, whether it's light skin privilege, pretty privilege. It seems like we are very like particular about things and authenticity nowadays, that we're going to, call it out. Okay, some comments read, why do people want black/black adjacent people to struggle so bad? Wait, MC Hammer that girl uncle? I want to see all black people make nepo babies. Even if you not related to them, let's make them. There's a difference between being forced to be homeless and choosing to be homeless. Ooh. Only simple minded people assume you're entitled to your family members' finances. They don't owe you anything and most times won't give you anything. Yeah, okay, so basically, this is what Saweetie is implying, that she didn't really have access to that. And so she made her own way. That's what she's saying. Having successful family members doesn't automatically mean the whole family good, lol. And if someone in the family is in a position to help, so effing what? I've been doing comedy since I was 13, still nowhere I want to be, but I will never hate on someone that uses their family to get ahead in life, because if I get it lent the way I want, promise ain't no one under me gonna struggle to get what they want as long as I got a connection. Literally why I'm working hard. I get what she's saying, but at the end of the day, you chose to struggle even though you knew you had somewhere to go if it didn't work out. Others have that choice made for them. Ain't no fallback. Like, there's a level. Sorry. Okay, so I do get what this person is saying. Basically, like, another person, like you or me, wouldn't have any family members or anyone that they could call on if they really needed help. There is plan A, no plan B. Just because you have rich family members doesn't mean anything at all. She chose to find her own way instead of allowing anyone to take credit for her success. I respect it. Saweetie is Nunu from ATL. Nepo, the F is that. I can't keep up with these new terms. What does Nepo even mean? Let's start there. Wait, are all those people related to her? Having a successful family doesn't always mean it's easy for you. I don't know how to feel. Like, there's different tiers of being a Nepo baby. You can know people, but that doesn't mean you'll be successful. On the other hand, some Nepo babies won't even have to move. They can receive roles, connections, brands, and more. Yeah, it depends on how famous your family is. Like I was saying earlier. I wouldn't consider her a Nepo baby. Although she had the resources, she never used them because she's always said she didn't want any handouts. However, if she was a Nepo baby, what's the issue? Y'all said she can't rap, so leave her be. Oh my gosh. Y'all say all day on here that nobody is obligated to help family, even down to your mother. So why do y'all assume they would help her? LMAO, be for real. Most celebs are related. They are plants and have been groomed for the industry. Sweet tea is no different. Ooh. Okay, you guys, so the comments go on and on and on. It's like split down the middle. Some people are saying, like, hey, just because she has rich family doesn't necessarily mean she's getting help. And some people are saying you automatically will have resources if that's the case. And like I said, I can kind of see all sides of the argument. I take little pieces of each thing that I agree with. But anyway, you guys let me know how you feel about this. I'm curious to know. And that's really it for this one. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.